Hey, what's up everybody? Hope you're having a good day. We have a great new product called Ground Destruction today, and it has 25 different ground destruction elements that are very versatile and easy to use, so I'm going to walk you through it really quick. You can grab these at motionlab.net as part of our subscription if you want access to all of the 2,500 plus assets that we have, or you can grab this pack over at thepixellab.net if you just want to buy this product. All right, so once you download it, grab the one that you want, and if you download the 3 zips, you're going to have a bunch of different options in here. We're going to have debris particles, the smoke, the debris chunks, the debris rubble, and a debris boundary expansion. So it's pretty self-explanatory, but I'll just walk you through it. Let's grab this debris and we'll drag it in here. Make sure your points are set to as polygon object, and by default it's going to come in as centimeters. You're going to want to change that to meters. Hit OK. One quick thing is you want these all to be 24 frames per second, and make sure you render them out as 24 frames per second also. So here's your ground destruction. Everything's already set up and baked in, so you can just drop it into your scene. Everything looks great. And we've tried to make this really easy to use and integrate into your scene. So we have included a debris boundary. So if we turn off the inside piece, we have this outside piece, which means that you can either have a jagged edge or a clean edge. So if we want the jagged edge, we can just turn off that boundary and it'll look something like this. And you can also use this clean edge. And then if you want a larger area to composite into, we also have this debris expansion. So if we click on it and we hold shift, it'll drag it right into this project. We'll hit OK. And that just gives you a frame around it that's a lot bigger, so it's easier to composite. So let's just delete that for right now. And one quick thing I wanted to mention is that if you want to texture this, it's super easy. We have a UVW tag with all the UVs included, and we also have selection tags for the edges, the sides of the pieces, and we have one for the top as well. And then we got some vertex maps as well. So you got basically everything that you would need on there to texture it super easily. All right, what else do we have? We have our debris rubble. Let's drag that in. Holding shift down, let's hit OK. And you can see that we have all these tiny little pieces of rubble now. So we're getting more and more detail as we go, which is great. So just those little pieces of rubble really add a lot to it. All right, so we have 2 more things. We have VDB Smoke and we have particles. Now, particles, if you're using Cinema 4D, we have a high res and a low res, and I actually probably recommend not using any particles. It looks really good without them. We just included the particles if you want to add a little bit of extra detail. And honestly, if you're using something else like Houdini that reads particles well, these would be awesome. If you're in Cinema 4D, it bogs down quite a bit with particles, but you can use them if you want to. Just be careful. I would definitely use the low resolution version. Let's drag these in, change the points to as particle geometry. I'll hit OK. And if you hit play, you'll see that we now have our particles as well. If you want to render out these particles, I made another tutorial for a previous product that I'll link up below, but that will show you how to use these particles in Cinema 4D. I would recommend probably just skipping the particles though, as it looks really good without them. But they're there if you want them. So the last thing is our VDB Smoke. And I've also made a lot of tutorials on VDBs and how to use them. But just really quickly, if you're using Redshift, you would just go to a RS volume, and then you would load your VDB into here. So we'd go into our smoke, we'd click the first one, we'd import it into here. And then once you have it imported in Redshift, you're gonna have to click on the animation tab, check the mode to simple, and click detect frames. In Octane, I believe you can just change it from centimeters to meters very easily. I don't think you can do that in Redshift, but the conversion is easy since it's 100 centimeters to a meter. So we'll just change the scale to 100 and then it will match up perfectly. So then you have your VDB Smoke, which you can throw on top of here, and it's gonna give it a lot more detail. So that's a quick look at the product and what's included. You have your big chunks, your little chunks, your VDB Smoke, and then your debris boundary. You can use the particles as well if you'd like to. But as you can see, it's a super versatile and powerful pack. You can use all of these elements built together to get a lot of detail, or you can just use some of them if you want to as well. All right, that is Ground Destruction. I hope you guys find it useful. Thanks for checking out the Pixel Lab and the Motion Lab. We'll talk to you next time. Ciao.